Due to technical difficulties, this is the third attempt to make this video, despite the fact that the only thing that all the devices that just broke whilst trying to record said video have in common is their advertising ID. Now, you don't need to understand all of it. Honestly, you don't need to read those lengthy terms and conditions which you agree to pretty much every day or every time you buy a new device or a new telly, or, you know, press here to agree to this, which you didn't read. Some of them make you scroll to the bottom, so you think, I'll make them think I read it, and I'll scroll all the way to the bottom quickly, and then I can say agree, and then I win. You sure you're winning? I'm not saying read them. You don't have to read them. There are other people out there who do read them. People like me, I read them. And if you trust me, don't press agree. Now you might turn around and say, yeah, but I'm not a criminal, I've got nothing to hide. Guess what? Me neither. I'm not a criminal. I have nothing to hide. Probably tell from my videos. But everybody does deserve privacy. Now, you might not believe me, but when your credit card details end up in some random company's data file somewhere in the Far East, or the Far West, or the Far South, it doesn't really matter. If they end up somewhere that isn't on your credit card, and you can't for the life of you work out how, and you turn around and go, it must be bloody hackers. Hackers must have done it. Maybe. But it's far more likely to be big corporations. Oh no, here we go, another conspiracy nut. Oh, you must be crazy. Don't listen to the conspiracy nut. No. Well, perhaps. I guess it's all about perspective, really, isn't it? But if you wish to challenge me on that, read them. Then I haven't told you anything. Because you'll read it and go, what does it mean it's got a right to my information? What sort of information? Then you might read a bit further, and there's certain companies, not naming any names, that will say they have a right to any information which they record. Now, it uses big fancy words, so when you read it, you go, what? I don't get it. Huh? But in layman's terms, it means if you record a silly video, or you take a picture of your dinner, send it to your mate in a private message, but you accidentally left your credit card next to your plate. Whoops. Now, big companies don't really care about a few thousand, tens of thousand, 100,000. Yeah. You break the higher tax bracket and maybe some algorithm somewhere will go, hang on, I said algorithm, not person. It'll realise it has the credit card details of somebody with a lot of money. Oh. But I mean, what's a lot of money? It depends who you ask, really. Is $1 million a lot? Not to some people. I guess it depends what type of device you've got. Oh no, another fucking conspiracy nut. Yep. All the best ones were conspiracy nuts, but, you know, a lot of them are dead. Died of natural causes, of course. You know, they followed the doctors, they went for their treatments, they took their medication, and they still died. Yep. Guess I am a conspiracy nut. But you want to know something? There's actually more people that think like me than don't. So, if you want to call people like me conspiracy nuts, fine, give me whatever label you like. It doesn't bother me. I've been called a lot worse. And when the day comes and you suddenly go, that crazy guy with the mohawk, yeah, he was going on about some shit about this, some shit like this, or whatever, however you say it. Maybe you'll say it in a different language to that. Doesn't really matter. If I'm still alive at that point and you come and go, bloody hell, you're right, I won't turn around and go, I told you. I'll just be humble. I won't rub it in your face. I won't smirk. In fact, do you want to know what I'll do? Nothing. But inside, I'll be silently disappointed that it took you so long. If you're watching this and you've ever lost somebody you loved, or you've heard a story of somebody, or some sort of loss of somebody's life touched you in some way, and maybe they said a couple of things similar to me, or they acted in a similar way, I'm not saying identical, just similar. That's all you need, just enough to make you go, wait a minute, that, whatever that is, that's what I'm talking about. Yep, so perhaps I'm a conspiracy nut. Perhaps I'm a Western man who prefers Eastern philosophy. Doesn't make any sense. I was made in England. You've seen me with my top off, I'm pretty white. No suntan here. I didn't do very well in the heat either, I prefer the cold. Although, there are some very cold places in the east. Again, I'm sure I will accidentally stereotype, and I'm sure I will somehow say something that accidentally somebody might find offensive. It is the snowflake generation after all. No offence, snowflakes. And you can complain. You know. You can sue me if you like, but guess what? I don't have any money. Not much point. I guess if I really annoy you, you could kill me. But it always seems to be that in death, when it's too late, that's when people listen. Yay. Oh well. Keep scrolling. Someone's dinner. There's an advert. I'm gonna just keep looking down at my phone and get pain in my neck because I'm looking down constantly. Oh, I'm bad. Do you see? Is it too late? Whatever happened in your past, whatever messed you up, it's over, done with, don't dwell. Whatever future you see, wherever you want to be, stop working your 9 to 5. Yeah, I said it. Quit your job. Are you happy at work? Do you like that the weekend has to end? You know, a lot of people rest on a Sunday. Some people party on a Friday. Some people party 7 days a week. There's loads of different ways to do it. And by it, I mean life. The most important thing is just do it your way. Be happy. Love. Haters gonna hate. Part of it. Watch TV shows you enjoy if you really must watch TV, but just make sure there's no adverts. Oh, the BBC, they don't have adverts. Oops. I named one. Fuck it, eh? Hang on. Do you pay a TV license? How much BBC do you actually take in? I mean, come on. Terrestrial television is a thing of the past. No offence to those of you who don't have the internet, but I can't imagine you would be watching this. I'm not on the telly. I'm all up in your interwebs. Anyway, streaming services. No adverts there. Yay! Just pay this much a month. It's okay. It's nice and cheap at the moment, so you don't worry. But ooh, I'm going to use my mystical powers to tell you that next year, 2019, it won't be as cheap. Keep your eyes on Disney. Disney is very clever. They sit in the background and they wait patiently for the opportune moment to strike. And that's just good business sense. I'm no expert. Christ, I only earn 6 figures, that's nothing. That's, you know, the sort of money people have in their back pockets. Well, some people, you know. I think somebody taught me recently that a particular wealthy individual was asked, I'm going to get this wrong because I was confused at the time, but it was something like, if you drop a penny on the floor, do you pick it up? What if it fell and then maybe fell in a bit of mud? Or worse, poop? I could have sworn, I'm trying not to. Would you still pick that penny up? Look after the pennies and the pounds. You already know, don't you? Anyway, my point was, some very wealthy people, I think it was calculated somewhere, I don't want to say the person because I don't fully believe all the propaganda that's out there on this individual, but the story had good premise. And for this person, that penny was £7,000. So, he or she could drop £7,000 into a pile of that and go, is it worth it? Shall I clean that off it to get my £7,000 back? Sorry, Americans. I don't know what the conversion rate is. I have no idea. With Brexit and the collapse of the Great British Pound, I no longer know. Psst, that's gonna get worse as well. Take it from me, I'm crazy. But yeah, some of the older generation, if somehow you're watching this, you might remember when the price of bread went. It didn't matter how much money you had. Loads of money. Take it down to the local shop and the cashier wouldn't be able to see you for the big mound of money in the way. And that might be enough to get you some bread, if you're lucky. But you know what you'll do? Panic buy. Panic! Buy all the things! Get all the material stuff, because that will help. Oh wait, no it won't. Good TV show. Not just for kids. Actually, not for kids, really. The theme is very adult. I don't mean sexually, although there's certainly references. It's one of many. One of many, many, many. Oh boy. He really is there. I don't know if you can see him. Come here, what's this? Can't really show you because... Oh, did you see his nose? Because the camera will fall over. Why are you wet? Why are you wet? I don't know why my dog's wet. I probably left the back door open, he's been outside in the rain. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, I'm just waffling. Did you know that on YouTube they try and make you make a video that's less than 10 minutes? Because today's people can't concentrate for more than 10 minutes. So, if somebody makes a video on YouTube that lasts more than 10 minutes, it's highly unlikely that anybody will watch. So they make it less than 10 minutes. And now they put adverts in. And now, because they know the adverts annoy you, just pay us X amount per month and you won't have to have the adverts. A bit like your favourite game. Adverts, 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 adverts. Many, many, many. But did you know, with a couple of presses and a couple of clicks in the right place, you never have to watch an advert again? Oh, and it's not illegal. Huh? It's perfectly legal. Oh, and it's not hacking. It's just a couple of clicks. If you don't like adverts, just drop me a message, I'll tell you how to do it. Really easy. And free. Free of charge. So, whether you sit there and just watch the adverts, I know some people just mute the sound because they don't want to listen to them. Some people record and then they press fast forward to get past the adverts. Some people pay a premium so that they don't have adverts. Plenty of ways to skin a cat, I suppose. Not that I ever would. Can't believe I use that reference, it's disgusting, but it will make sense to some people. Again, I'm just waffling now. I haven't slept for a while. I have got all sorts of withdrawal symptoms from not taking my meds. The filter effect I'm using is like I said before, a close representation, but it's a bit zappier. Some of you will know what I mean. Some of you from taking prescribed medication. Some of you from taking recreational drugs. But you'll know what I mean. Some of you will also know what I mean when I say you just feel like your brain can't take it. Perhaps you consume some sort of narcotic, some sort of hallucinogen, psilocybin, perhaps too much cannabis. Again, there's plenty of ways you can get there. I think the old Victorians, they used to have a plant on the table, like the ladies during their tea parties, and they would put a couple of drops of this plant into their tea. It was said that the Victorian ladies' tea party was always very funny. There's a lot of people in history that smoked stuff, or should I say inhaled stuff, or ingested, or whatever. Some native people go on spirit quests, and they consume what we would consider poisonous. Some very wealthy and very well-educated people who are suffering with depression secretly take LSD. Did you know that? Don't believe me? Look it up. It's called microdosing, and it's been shown to help anxiety and depression. Now, I am not a medical professional. I am not here going, go take some drugs, you'll feel better. Although you probably would feel better, but that most likely will be temporary. And if you do have an underlying mental health problem, you have to be very, very, very careful with recreational drugs. Okay? Take it from me. It's not always a good idea. But, that being said, there is evidence to suggest that both cannabis and LSD and magic mushrooms have been seen to have medicinal effects in some cases. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All the conspiracy theories you've ever heard. There's some really, really crazy ones out there, Just to touch on a few. The one about the moon and whether it's real or not. The one about lizard people. Have you heard about that one? Pretty crazy. Again, the list goes on and on. I mean, I could sit here for hours and go this one and that one and this one and that one. And as a result of you watching this, if you've managed to get 19 minutes in, well done. You've got 9 minutes past the average human. Well, that's me stereotyping, but if big companies such as YouTube think that you should keep your videos below 10 minutes, they have a lot of information where they collect data. Data is collected, and then they analyse. Well, they don't. They pay other people to do it. If they're actually quite lazy. I can't be bothered to do that. We just pay that guy to do it. Yeah, we'll give him a fancy title. Let's call him, I don't know, a consultant or a data analyst. Whatever. It's just a title. Basically, they're just doing the dirty work of wealthy people. Much like you, if you've got a 9 to 5. Some 9 to 5s are for very good reasons. charitable organisations. Some people love their job. And to you I say, well done. Great. Brilliant. You know, do what you love and the money will come. That's true. All I'm saying is, do you actually need the money? Or do you just live in a society that makes you feel like you do? Yeah. See, I was going to record a video of me rocking along to Limp Bizkit and break stuff, because it's one that I used to really like. It seems out of character to me because it's very aggressive. Soil, Halo, Disturbed. These are all bands I used to listen to daily when I had lots of money, nice car, didn't worry about bills. Literally didn't worry about bills. Everything was just set up direct debit. I never looked. I made everything paperless, so the bills didn't come through my door. Big house, nice car. But he wasn't happy. Weird that, isn't it? Isn't that what you're doing? It might not be. I know there's plenty of people on my friends list who don't live like that. And there's plenty of people not on my friends list who don't live like that. In fact, I've just got a feeling that there's more people who do it the alternative way than there are sheep. Zombie. Am I talking about you? Are you sure? Believe me, don't believe me. I'm just saying you could be happier. Plenty of people in history have suffered to try and get the same message across. Just realised that the device I'm recording this on had a broken microphone, so it's very possible that none of this has been recorded.